Yes, hello, my name is Art Fuller, and this is my MPH program goals and objective. I'm a dual degree MPH Doctor of Health Science student, and so this is going to provide an overview of the program. And hopefully, to go to the next slide. So, just to give a little bit of information about myself, I'm actually beginning my second career. I spent 25 years in education, pre-K through 12 primarily, and have always been involved in just kind of innovative approaches to help underserved communities. I've been successful in running a small business, getting grants, and working with a number of different foundations from local, regional, and national. And also, I'm very passionate just about interventions and supports for families that reside in poverty. Currently, actually, the executive director at Hamilton Center Incorporated, and I also serve as the project director for certified behavioral health clinic. And what that is basically it provides coordinated health services for those who can't afford to pay for it. So we do not turn down anyone that enters our building and provide them the best health care that we are able to provide, which is usually pretty good. And I also currently work with a very innovative CEO at Hamilton Center. His name is Melvin L. Burks, and he happens to be the only African American male CEO of a community health center in the state of Indiana. So I really enjoy working with him, and he's just a very creative and innovative guy. My first semester, I would say, has been very busy. So when you're in a dual degree program, you're taking a lot of courses at the same time. So have a very packed schedule, and so just try to plan that out as best I can. I've been doing pretty well in all the courses that I've been taking, and just balancing the coursework, regular work, and family life. So that has been a roller coaster ride, but I'm enjoying the program. So next semester, I will be taking three courses that are listed here. And this is all part of kind of like the standard dual degree program, the principles of environment, health systems management, theoretical foundations of health behavior. The one thing you'll notice on this slide is that two of these courses are the MPH program, and that's kind of aligning with the dual degree. And there's one Doctor of Health Sciences. And one thing that I try to do is every Monday, just kind of, I try to plan out my work for the week for the next 6 or 7 days. So I just kind of take in as much of the work as is available to take in terms of planning out how I'm seeing the week ahead, and then kind of plan my work accordingly. Usually spend somewhere between 2 to 3 hours of time a day working on some aspects of coursework. So this slide here is really, this is taken directly from the University of Indianapolis recommended program, the dual program sequence. But what I've done is I've highlighted in green the areas where in the dual program you get credit for being a master's student and a doctoral student at the same time. So they are shared dual program credits. So you'll see on this slide, they are highlighted in green. And so even though they're not listed as master's courses, because of the dual degree program, I'll get credit towards my master's degree for taking those courses, even though they may be doctoral. So this was the fall semester, so I had 4 courses there. This upcoming spring, I already went through those 3, and then the summer is those 2. And then it just follows this format. So the next 2 slides literally are just taken directly from the recommended dual program sequence, highlighting the green areas. So you can kind of just see those here and the next slide. So the dual program is actually pretty set in terms of what you take. But the thing within that, especially like when you get to you're getting your doctoral project, one of those doctoral project planning courses counts towards your master's degree here in year 4. And then you spend a year basically doing your doctoral project for the doctoral degree. So I have 3 career goals in these, of course. Hey, they're going to continue to evolve. One thing is, by the time I graduate, really focused on looking at health insurance access. So you can see, one thing about health insurance is so complicated. So how do people, first of all, just kind of find out what they qualify for, how they get access to it? And usually that involves working with other entrepreneurs, community organizations, all those different types of things. So my first career goal is kind of focused on that health insurance access. The other thing, as I mentioned at the beginning, I've had some success working with grants and foundations. So definitely want to use my degree to help in getting a multi-year grant that, again, is focused on health insurance access. And also highlighting trying to collaborate with entrepreneurs in the health space. And then at the 10-year mark, the thing that I'm always trying to focus on, what are some of the creative ways to bring people together? And so ultimately would like to really do a lot of work in what are different ways that we can bring different types of organizations that are working on the same type of health problems together in a way that is really focused on improving outcomes, particularly for communities of color and communities that are underserved. So that is a summary of my goals in the graduation 3-year, 10-year. And that'll change, but that's what it is for the moment. For the end of the MPH program, again, just reemphasizing health insurance access is definitely something I'm very interested in. Also looking at how small business entrepreneurs can better connect their ideas to things like telehealth and behavioral health. Those are really big things with COVID and all those different types of things. So, and there are lots of different ways for that to happen. So you have big companies that are doing things with it in the telehealth and behavioral health space, but I'm certain there are also a number of just small business entrepreneurs that may have some ideas that may be impactful. So finding ways just to learn about those types of organizations, maybe connect with them. And then also just increasing my knowledge and just program planning and development. Those are my goals by the end of the dual degree program. And then for the SMART objectives here, this is kind of in the semester that we're in now, really looking at, so a number of the papers that I've written or in either forums or just incorporated in my work has been looking at health insurance access and things like that. So that's definitely a goal. I think something that I'm working on now. Also the idea of just health entrepreneurship and telehealth. So in one of my classes, I'm actually looking at different ways that telehealth has been used in COVID-19, in looking at an organization. And then really just trying to get a sense of what are some of the effective interventions that are out there that have been a benefit to communities that are underserved. And lots of those include partnering with different types of organizations, whether they're foundations, state, city government, all those kind of different things. So those are just things I've been trying to incorporate into my classwork. For the upcoming semester, I am looking at kind of digging more into areas that are dealing with cultural competency building, because I just finished a cultural competency course, and there are a lot of neat things in there that I'm going to try to continue to move forward as I'm doing my work in my other classes. Also, with the idea of social media, it's so prevalent all around us. How can it be used more in a health related way, in a way that could be of a positive benefit to communities? And again, getting back to the theme of telehealth. So these are kind of the smart objectives for the upcoming semester that's piggybacking on coursework that I just completed, but also kind of extending it a little bit and looking at different ways maybe social and digital media is being used in health to kind of communicate and mobilize different communities. And so I've basically maintained that format for, so this was semester one, which is where we're in now. And here is kind of like the semester 2 and 3, which is the winter semester and the summer. And then basically moving forward for all the semesters that follow, I'm just maintaining that same format and also just looking at the similar themes. So you'll see in semester 4, looking at health interventions for children, identify the course that may take place in. Here, looking again, children and families. And then one of the things that I'm hoping to do by next fall is really to take a close look at what are the different types of grant or foundation opportunities that are out there that might have application to some of the things that I'm interested in. And so the rest of the presentation is really just going over in greater detail how each of those themes that I was talking about, children, social media, telehealth, insurance, how I'm just planning to continue to integrate that interest into a number of the courses that I'll be taking, in addition to just doing research to potential funding opportunities that are out there related to. And so I'm going through those quickly because it's really just kind of going over the same themes. And how I would conclude at the in terms of the pursuit of my dual degree, I'm really focused on what are some of the innovative things that can be transformative in the healthcare field. That's something that really drives me, and I think we are just at a time where we really do need transformation in so many different ways. And that's really complicated. So you have to work with lots of different types of people and organizations. Um, Also interested in just broadening just the research on what are some of the transformative ideas out there related to public health and how those have either run into challenges, how those have had some impact. So, really looking at that particular type of lens. And then, lastly, connecting with health entrepreneurs. As I stated at the beginning, I like looking at things differently. And so, at the conclusion of my degree program, would have helped to continue just to develop a robust connection with health entrepreneurs that are out there trying to do innovative things and finding ways that we can connect and collaborate, particularly to help communities of color and those that are from underserved communities. So that is my presentation. I thank you for listening and I look forward just to continuing to see you in the different classes. So thank you very much. Have a good day.